Welcome to Tech Talk, y'all.
Hi, and welcome to Tech Talk, y'all. Episode 399, a production of Edgewise.Media. I'm Adam Walker.
And I'm Sajay Park, and we're one away from the big 400.
400! It's going to be
We're going to have to get some confetti and stuff, aren't we?
We can, you know, we can do like, they have like those shooters for like baby reveal parties, and it's like blue if it's a baby, if it's a boy, and it's pink. Like, we should get shooters and like just like, but I don't want to do that in my office. That's a terrible idea. Let's not do that at all.
I don't want to do that in my office.
I saw some videos where there was like the mom and the dad standing there, and there's like three boys standing next to them, and they've both got the shooters, and they shoot them, and it's blue that comes out, and the mom's like, "You've got to be effing kidding me!" And like, she's so mad she's having another boy. And I'm like, yeah, I feel bad when that kid watches that video later in life. But,
you probably shouldn't have. After 3, you should have been like, let's probably not try for 4 because it's probably coming out the same way.
Or odds are, yeah. So anyway, it's funny. All right, we have a big show. We have a lot. We have a lot to go over.
We do.
It's going to be great. Let's just. I'm not even going to try to limit our time. We're just going to go for it. So let's dive in.
Let's go for it.
First 2 articles, we're going to go back to back. Meta leaks its new smart glasses with a display, and then Meta subsequently unveils new smart glasses with the display and wristband controller. Have you watched some of the demos of this?
I've not watched the demos. No. Yeah.
So the wristband controller is what's really interesting. So it picks up on like the smallest motions of your wrist and your fingers, and you're able to basically move your wrist in certain ways to select and do things on the screen that's in your glasses. So it's not seeing your hand like it would if you're like wearing VR glasses. It's like it's picking up on like impulses or something. It's crazy. So it looks pretty amazing. I mean, you can walk around, real-time translation, real-time captioning of somebody talking to you. I saw one guy that was wearing them in a room talking to someone. It was doing real-time captioning. There was tons of other people in there. It was very loud, and it still did a really great job. But I will say these glasses are chunky. Like they're noticeable. So yeah.
I just noticed as you're explaining this, I think you have the same problem that I do, is that you talk with your hands.
Yeah.
And so now I wonder, like, this wrist controller thing, like you're talking with your hands, and it's just going to be doing like all kinds of,
it's going to be going crazy
things. So maybe not great for people like us.
This looks to me like the next evolution of augmented reality tech. It looks to me like to probably be the best that'll be on the market for a time. It's still early. I mean, we're still iPhone version 1 type clunky early, but man, it's going to get amazing very fast.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know if and when I'll wear one of these kinds of things, but
at some point,
never say never, I suppose.
At some point. Yeah.
Moving on to the AI section of the show, which, dude, we got a lot of these.
Which is substantial.
And some crazy ones too. But first up, women use ChatGPT as much as men. I think the stat I saw is now men were originally like 80% of the users when it started, and now they're 48%.
Yes.
So women actually edge out by a little bit, but I'm sure it's within the rounding error, the statistical anomaly that it might be. So 52% there for women. I think that makes sense. I mean, right? Like, it's a good tool.
It's a tool for the general population. General population tends to have a lot of men and women. So
yeah, I mean, you could say that about cars, right? Like almost 100% of the drivers originally for cars were men when they started. And then eventually now it's probably 50-50.
Yeah, that's right.
So not that surprising, I suppose.
Next up, how are people using ChatGPT? OpenAI did a study, and it seems to be pretty innocuous. Like, they're using it for like learning stuff. They're using it for web searches. They're using it for a lot of editing, more editing than writing, actually. Oddly enough, I use it for writing all the time. So people are missing out there. I mean, it feels to me, reading this, it's like, oh, so people are using like 10% of its capabilities. Like, that's what it feels like to me. Like, that's the average use. Like, if they say use 10% of your brain, which I don't think is a real stat at all, but if that's what like they're using 10% of AI's ability, that's it. So That's,
But I think with any new technology, as you start, that's probably what happens, right? You have to get used to it. It takes time to get there.
Right.
It takes time to understand all the capabilities of things.
Right.
Like, I mean, there's things that I use all the time, and then I discover new features of them. Like, oh, well, that's handy. I never knew it could do
like
that.
Blinkers on your car, like that.
Yeah.
Got it.
I just thought those were for decoration.
I figured you were still doing the arm out the window thing, the left and then the right.
I mean, that's what they taught you. That's what you were supposed to do.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't understand what your issue
listen,
is
there's
here.
these newfangled blinkers, man. So much easier. I mean,
I thought they were just
much better.
Make it easier to find your car.
It's much better in the rain, really, is what it is. Like, because then your arm's not wet when you get to your meeting from signaling. Like, that's the really nice part. So,
Well, that's why you wear short sleeve shirts, and then skin is naturally waterproof, so it just works that way. But speaking about AI, Americans want AI to stay out of their personal lives. Even though I guess they're using it for all kinds of things in their personal lives. They just don't want it deciding things for their personal lives, I suppose. Which, yes. Yeah, I agree. Sign me up for that.
What did surprise me was there was a stat in there that was like they didn't want AI helping with like matchmaking. And I'm thinking that's where you want AI. Like, you don't want some stupid algorithm there. You want something a little better than that. You're wrong. That's how. But I mean, not that it doesn't matter to me. I'm not matchmaking myself anytime soon. But still,
yeah. Maybe they just want to go back to the old days where it's a person, a matchmaker.
I mean, listen,
actually,
it works out.
Meets all the people and figures out who's going to match with who.
I got mad respect for those folks, and it often works out really well. So I'm just, I'm saying. Whatevs.
Except for the times that it doesn't. So
there is that. Yeah.
Speaking about the times that it doesn't.
AI podcast startup plans 5,000 shows, 3,000 episodes per week. The stats on this, they've got a podcast network, all AI driven, all AI talent, all AI scripted. They've got 10 million downloads.
AI slop.
Yeah. They've got 10 million downloads a month. It's a staff of 8 running this entire thing. And you say AI slop. They argued that you're being a Luddite, actually. And I would say this. Here's the thing. I actually struggle with what you said. Here's why. So I have used AI to write some blog posts for one of the companies I was trying to sort of get some SEO juice for. And AI wrote the whole thing. Now I went through and edited and checked and everything else, but I got genuine value out of the articles that it wrote based on the criteria, based on the content. So I think AI created content with a thoughtful person behind it can be really valuable. And so I think this could be potentially really valuable and really interesting.
But with a staff of 8, there's no way that somebody's going through 3,000 episodes a week.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
And actually editing in that. Yeah. And also realize none of this stuff would be possible without the human created content before it that it was trained on.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
So to me, it is AI slop, right? And don't get me wrong. I do use AI in a lot of things. I think it is fantastic in a lot of use cases, but it's not perfect for everything. And just generating stuff to generate stuff.
Yeah. But at the same time,
isn't useful.
At the same time though, and I'll give an example. So I'll tell you during my tech rec what I used to create this. So today I was like, I wonder what it would look like to create a 5-minute podcast about AI news and tie that AI news into sort of leadership consulting principles to help leaders embrace AI and better lead their teams. And so I went into, again, I won't say what platform I went into until it's time for me to, reveal it at the end. But I went to the platform and I said, okay, go and research all of the AI news from the last 48 hours, then create a podcast episode script that's 5 minutes long that goes over the news and then ties that into some kind of leadership reality, like some kind of leadership lesson for someone and tie it all together. And it created a script for me that was honestly, genuinely fantastic, so good. And I went and created a dummy podcast episode out of it just to see what it would be like. And it was 5 minutes long, almost exactly. And it was so high quality, it was shocking. But I literally read the script word for word. Like, it's so good.
So you read it. You didn't have a AI then.
I didn't use like an 11 Labs or anything for that. I actually read the script and like edited the thing and everything else. But I mean, I could have easily used an 11 Labs and just cranked it out and been done with it for sure as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
interesting.
Yeah. Something to think about.
I don't know. I feel like these stories where it's like somebody's just doing scale for scale.
Yeah, that does feel like scale for scale. I'll agree with you on that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I don't think it's useful. I don't think it helps any of us. I think it's just more stuff that we have to wade through when we're searching to try to find real content.
Right.
And so I think this is going to, like, we've talked about the kind of the downfall of search engines and all of this kind of stuff. I think this is going to make that job a lot harder, because you're going to have a bunch of stuff and search engines are going to have to figure out what is the AI generated stuff, slop for no other, better term, versus the actual real stuff that somebody's actually looking for.
Right.
So,
right. Fair enough.
I don't know, but some of these AI slop machines are getting better by themselves. Exclusive. Anthropic's Claude is getting better at building itself. Modi says. I think that's the CEO or the founder of Anthropic.
He's the CEO. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really hear about him as much as you do Sam Altman, which I kind of like.
He's flying under that radar.
Yeah, exactly.
How you do
like make it about the business, not about yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm a big fan of Anthropic. I think it does a great job. I use it on coding stuff as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, this just has tinges of Terminator here. Like,
big time.
We're minutes away from that.
But yeah, I mean, when the AI is improving itself incrementally or exponentially over time, I mean, that's crazy. It's crazy pants.
It's only a matter of time before it's like, hey, the biggest thing holding us back is these humans.
Yes.
And let's deal with that. And then we can just continue to improve.
If we didn't have to feed the humans, like, it would be better for AI. Oh, let's just stop feeding them. Okay, that's great idea. So
they don't need sunlight. Let's
need sunlight.
Get rid of the
better
sunlight.
off. Yeah. I mean, in all fairness, I mean, machines run hot. Sunlight is hot. So get rid of the sunlight. I mean, they're probably going to run better. So
exactly.
Machines.
They could just tap into geothermal.
That was humor. Please don't do that. So. All right. Last up in the AI section, Microsoft favors Anthropic over OpenAI for Visual Studio Code, which is not surprising at all. Like, nobody uses OpenAI for code. Like, it was like 4% in the study we talked about earlier uses it for code. So, like, not surprised. Yeah.
But Microsoft has a huge investment in OpenAI.
To the tune of $20 billion. Listen, they're still practical. Okay. They just want something that works. That's okay.
This is what surprised me so much about this story. Like, look, I'm a fan. Like, I use VS Code. I use GitHub's Copilot. I use Claude Code. I use all the things. And I'm not surprised. And I have GitHub Copilot defaulted set to Anthropic's models because I think it does do a better job. Every now and again, I'll try some of the others, and I'm like, not that good. But this was a little surprising. It's like, we just talked about how they came to an agreement, Microsoft and OpenAI, on their whole restructuring and ownership and all that stuff. And then they're like, okay, good that that's done. We're going to use this other one instead.
We're going to use this over here.
I don't know why they were all up in arms about their ownership stake in it, because it's like, we don't like you anyway.
But in all fairness, I mean, they're still using ChatGPT for so much other stuff. I'm not.
That's
true.
So
I mean, it's baked into all the other enterprise stuff, all the Copilot
like
stuff,
Office,
I mean, all that,
stuff.
And it does a great job for all that stuff. I mean, so this is like one specific use case where Claude probably legitimately outperforms it, which is fine.
Yeah. Speaking about a product that is completely baked and not in the good way, Tesla's self-driving software fails at train crossings. Some car owners warn. Did you watch the video?
Of course I did. Yeah, dude slams on the brakes because he's about to run into a train.
Yeah. Well, one of them said like a train was barreling down, and then you watch the video. It's very slow moving train.
It's like, I can walk faster than that train, you know?
Like, don't get me wrong. You don't want to be in front of a train ever if it's moving.
Right. Yeah.
I spent a couple of summers working on locomotives.
What?
Have we not talked about this?
How did I not know this?
I spent 2 summers at GE Transportation Systems in lovely Erie, Pennsylvania, during college, during Georgia Tech, working on locomotives. I actually wrote specs around the AC 6000 locomotive, 6,000 horsepower, alternating current.
Listen, man, your nerd
which
factor,
is in production today.
Your nerd factor was already pretty high. It just like freaking doubled. You just went straight up Sheldon from Big Bang Theory nerd factor. Like, well done. The next, I just need to know when you're going to dress up for Comic-Con, and then we'll be all set. Then we'll know. And
to much of the chagrin of my wife and kids, when we are at train crossings and there's a train coming by, I will identify and let them know which ones are GE locomotives versus non-GE locomotives, because I can still identify them that easily. Because that's one of the things you learn when you're working on GE locomotives is how to identify them.
Your claim to fame is that based on your job history, you can identify a GE locomotive. Mine was based on my job history. Up until they changed their system, I could walk into any Play It Again Sports and tell you the exact price they paid for that used item and how much they marked it up based on the SKU code. Because there was like a secret way to read it, and it was like it was right there in every single barcode. It was right there. So I think your parlor trick is way better than mine. Just to be clear.
I mean, so I bet I see more trains than you do Play It Again Sports.
Yeah, I think that's the case. Yes, for sure. Yeah. So. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So there you go.
Moving on. Let's see. Where are we? Besant. Is it Besant? Yeah, that sounds right. TikTok
US
deal
quote,
framework reached with China, and then Trump and Xi will finalize on Friday. And then I guess last one, Trump signals U.S. and China have struck a deal for TikTok, or struck a TikTok deal. So that's between two private parties. The framework is set out. I don't think it said who the parties are.
Still don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
And they've been saying that, a deal is imminent, a deal for like months now, and they keep kicking the can down the road. I'm pretty sure it's Larry Ellison.
I mean, the articles I read were like pretty sure it was Larry Ellison that's going to buy it.
Well, for a little while, he became the richest human on Earth. He surpassed Elon Musk because the stock just rocketed for Oracle.
Yeah.
So I guess he's got money to play with.
Buku's
go
money.
Do that.
Yeah, as one
he owns an entire island in Hawaii.
I'm finding a lot of people like Zuckerberg owns a big. No, maybe he doesn't own a whole island. Maybe he just owns a huge.
He doesn't own a whole
plot
island.
of land.
It's like thousands of acres.
Oprah's got a huge plot of land apparently. And
come on, it's Oprah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, she probably owns a huge plot of land in literally every state.
Every state, maybe even every country.
Probably so.
I think people just give her stuff.
They probably do,
right?
Yeah.
Because how can you be angry at Oprah?
I mean, I don't see how anybody could be. She's pretty great. So. Yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah, and she just gives away stuff to people.
Well, not recently, but sure. Yeah,
yeah. Okay. But she used to. Yeah, somebody that's trying to not give away stuff and actually going to make money on it. It seems like a solution to the CIA's Kryptos sculpture goes up for auction. We have talked about the sculpture multiple times. I think I've talked about how I've actually laid eyes on it in person once. At the CIA. It's kind of in the middle of the building in like this courtyard. So there's 4 sections of this thing. 3 have been solved. The creator got tired of people waiting on the 4th one and started giving clues and said, like, I can't give any more clues because it's just going to be too easy. Started charging people $50 to submit entries. Even in his article says there's one guy that every week submits a submission and he tells him, like, dude, you're wasting your money, and the guy won't quit. Gives him $50 every week. So like $2,500 a year. So this guy, he's getting up in age now at this point. Kryptos went in like decades ago at this point. And he's surprised that nobody has solved it. And so now he is putting up for auction the solution with the hopes that the person that buys it doesn't just reveal the solution and then takes over this job of answering people and waiting until somebody figures it out.
So fun. I love that so much.
So I think you and I should go in halvesies on this. They think it's going to raise between $300,000 and $500,000. So I think between the two of us, we can go halvesies and then find a third person that has $299,950. And then we can bid on it. So if one of our listeners has $299,950 that they want to burn, or up to maybe $499,950, Adam and I will help you out with the deal, and
we'll answer the emails. I got you covered on the email answers.
At $50 a pop, I will answer at least one to get back to zero on my investment.
All day, every day.
So
yeah, like it.
There you go. So super interesting.
Next up, Sanjay's going to be excited about this. Framework reveals upgradable laptop GPU. When are you going to be getting this? That's what I want to know.
So this is only for the 16-inch laptop, which I don't have. I've got the 13-inch laptop. But it's a watershed moment. So laptops have never, ever had GPUs that you have been able to upgrade because every single laptop has the GPU soldered into the main board. Right. So the only way to upgrade this GPU is also to swap out the CPU and the whole new laptop, right? Yeah. Essentially. This is the first time that's ever happened. So they started with AMD, and they released that, but then they didn't have a replacement GPU, but they started working with NVIDIA. And so now they have a NVIDIA display card or whatever, like this thing that like just kind of installs in the back of the laptop. So it's the first time this has ever happened and continues down their path of like upgradability and repairability around their laptop. So I'm a huge fan. I have a Framework laptop as my kind of ongoing laptop. One other person in my household has one. And the idea is that everybody in the household is eventually going to have a Framework.
So, I mean, the philosophical question for you is that over time, slowly, as you replace the different parts on your laptop, at the point at which you've replaced every single part, over time, is it the same laptop? Like, is it? That's the ship question, right? Like
it's the same-ish laptop. Yeah. I will say, like, I was having problems with my touchpad. I actually just recently replaced the touchpad and the entire keyboard. They have a 2nd-gen keyboard out, and it's got a better fingerprint reader on the power key.
Nice.
So I just replaced the whole thing. It took me literally maybe 5 minutes to do the whole thing. Man. It was crazy. I didn't have to take the main board out. Nothing. Yeah. I took 5 screws out. Yeah. The thing popped out. There was one cable, undid that cable, put the new cable in, put the keyboard down, 5 screws done.
I mean, that sounds really similar to when I replaced the head unit in my Jeep. Like it's really like shockingly similar, really. So, I mean, yours was 5 minutes.
Yours wasn't just a tangle of wires that I still don't believe you have successfully put back together.
I didn't successfully put it back together. It was 5 hours, and it was my son that wants to go to Georgia Tech to put it back together. I mean, he did the same thing for the Honda. We had the Honda. We did the same thing. We're replacing the head unit. I was like, I'm done. I'm tapped out. This is awful. Go figure it out. And he did. He figured it out. So he did great.
Yeah. I think somebody needs to make Framework for cars where you have a car that's modular. And although we did talk about that one, that pickup truck, that seems like it's like that kind of modular kind of thing. So maybe this is something to come with more and more products and devices over time.
Speaking of, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
So speaking of like the Framework for cars, I was watching social media and somebody was amazed by a stereo unit where you could like pull the entire stereo, like the whole thing just popped out. So like plugged in and then you like pop it out and take it with you. And the person that shared it was like, yeah, like that's not amazing. That's the 90s. Like that's like, you can take the whole, like that was the thing. Your stereo would get stolen. So you had to either take the face off or take the whole thing with you. You remember that? So yeah, it was great.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. I remember that you used to be able to take the face plates off. And so people wouldn't.
I'd take the faceplate off of my Jeep and then lock the faceplate up in the little Jeep compartment, that somebody else would pry it open, but whatever.
Yeah.
Haters.
I never had a car that had a stereo system that was that good that I ever had those removal things.
Fair point. Yeah.
That's all it is. Next up, something that I think is super fascinating. Robinhood unveils new fund to open private markets to everyday investors. So they've applied to the SEC. You don't have to necessarily be on Robinhood to be able to access this. Okay. It'll be a public fund that you can invest in. Right. But the idea is that you'd be able to invest in this fund, which would then invest in private companies.
Oh, okay.
So this is not the first time this has been done. There's another fund, Destiny.xyz, which when I used to be on Twitter, I actually did a whole takedown of them because I read through their documents and they were a train wreck, and nobody realized because nobody was reading the documents that they were a train wreck. I mean, there was lawsuits in there. There's all kinds of stuff in there. And if you look at the fund now, the value of their holdings is less than the value of their stock.
Ooh.
which that doesn't make any sense as an investment.
That's bad.
Like at best you want it to be even.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you're betting on the upside of some of these stocks that they're going to grow, but that delta is very big and doesn't make sense as a investor, quite honestly. So hopefully this fund will be different. I think a lot of it depends on kind of which stocks they get and how much and stuff. There's all kinds of nuances here that, as a individual investor, it may or may not make sense. So, talk to your financial advisor before you invest in any of this kind of stuff, or,
no doubt.
Talk to somebody who might know what they're talking about to wave you off if it's a bad deal. But it's interesting.
Yeah. Last up, before we get to Weird and Wacky, Kayak co-founder takes on Calendly with new SuperCal scheduling platform. So a few thoughts.
I like how you said that. SuperCal.
I mean, if you don't say it that way, like you're just wrong. Like, I'm sorry. Like when you name a tool SuperCal, like you got to be like, you can't be like, hey, this is SuperCal. No, this is SuperCal. Like, it's like, you got to have some oomph behind it, man. Like, that's obvious, whatever. So,
okay. So what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I have two thoughts, right? Number one, Google started to get into the space a little bit. So I think at any point, Google can put some effort behind that and completely annihilate Calendly, most likely, or annihilate a large part of Calendly's business. I think it's very dangerous, honestly, at this point to get into this game. I mean, maybe they can topple the big king, which is Calendly. I don't know, but I know that at any point, again, Google can just wipe it out. So okay, it looks interesting, but dangerous.
So I was, when I read this article, I was skeptical because I hate to bet against the hometown favorite.
Yeah,
Calendly.
Same.
I signed up for it after you tagged it.
Yep.
I gotta say, it's pretty impressive.
Is it really? Okay.
So one of the things that I find very impressive, and I'm looking at it right now, is I hooked up my calendars, so my personal and business calendars. Yep. It has a tab. Now, all of this is free, by the way, right now.
Yeah.
It has a tab, Calendar Analytics. And so it goes through and looks back at my weeks.
What?
And gives me how much time I had for focus time, scatter time, meetings. It tells me ranks my meetings per cost, like how much time these meetings are costing me.
Dude, take my money right now. I know it's free. Take my money right now.
Right. I mean, I'll tell you right now, my second highest meeting cost is this right here, recording Tech Talk Y'all, 4.5 hours right here for this.
4.5 hours? Like, okay. We've been recording for 4.5 hours?
I mean, I think that's over weeks. It's like on an ongoing basis or something like that. It tells me who I meet with the most often, recurring meetings, internal versus external, like all this stuff, which is super, super fascinating. Oh my
gosh. I'm going to sign up immediately after this call, after this recording.
And reading the article, they are exactly going after the things that I've always thought Calendly should. And honestly, like I've thought about like, man, I should build a scheduling thing because this is the way to monetize it. So in there, if you read, one of the things that they're looking at is in the future to integrate OpenTable for reservations for lunch meetings and dinner meetings and things like that.
Yeah.
They can get a kickback for those reservations because right now when you're doing it yourself, you get like these points and all those like there's a way for them to generate revenue based on these things that are related to the meetings that'll just make scheduling a meeting easier. Right.
Yeah.
I think it's a really smart thing. And I hope what this does is it moves Calendly to start looking at innovating because I think, like, honestly,
it's kind of stagnated.
It hasn't changed in years now.
I mean, I feel like it's been the exact same product for at least 5 years. Very little difference. Yeah.
I mean, there's been some changes on the user interface, but honestly, for me, it's made it harder for me to use.
They're marginal.
Because I can't find the thing that I want to do anymore because it's so buried inside of it. This, first of all, super snappy. It is like impressive how fast it is. And all of the features like very simplified. It's very easy and straightforward to find things. So like I said, I hate to bet against the hometown favorite, but this is a good contender.
Right, I'm going to give SuperCal a chance.
Time for the Weird and Wacky segment.
Abominable snowman.
He's not an axe murderer.
One of the TAs turned out to be a bot.
First up on Weird and Wacky, talking about people who don't want AI involved in their lives. And one country's not listening, apparently. Albania names AI chatbot as new corruption minister. I have so many thoughts about this. So basically it's taking in all the data and things of stuff and trying to identify when like contracts are being given based on like who knows who and things like that and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time though, because this is ingesting that stuff for somebody to do like an attack on the AI through those documents so that it ignores the corruption, right? Like that's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it seems silly that you're going to put something in charge of like managing corruption that is so utterly corruptible, like by like way easier than a person to corrupt, you know, like okay. All right. That seems, do that.
I mean,
That's a great idea.
It's like hiring somebody for $0 to do the new corruption handling so that it's super easy to bribe them to not, pay attention to the corruption.
I don't even understand. It's weird. All right. Speaking of weird, landlines are making a comeback with children. Okay, cool. I'm actually here for it. I mean, like kids need the ability to make phone calls and we don't want little kids to have smartphones. So I could see it. Yeah.
So I'll tell you, we still have a landline.
That doesn't surprise me even a little.
Landline.
That doesn't even a little bit surprise me. No.
So it's the same phone number we've had for like decades now at this point. Now, of course, it's not served to us on Twisted Copper. It's voice over the internet.
Yeah.
It's like a landline service that's over the internet.
Yeah.
But we do actually have a phone in the house. Like, you know, it's a cordless phone.
Yeah.
We're not like animals. We're not going to tether the phone to the wall. Like it is a cordless phone that you can walk around with. But a lot of times it is useful because sometimes cell phones don't work.
How often does it get used, and how often do you get random calls that you don't want?
Almost never do we get random calls.
Okay.
I don't think.
That's good.
It's very rare nowadays because the blocking is so good.
Yeah.
It gets used reasonably regularly. Like sometimes like, look, you know, like you leave your phone somewhere and somebody's trying to call you and you're not picking up. So then they call the home line,
Got it.
you know, or whatever. Or we've got this device. I think I've talked about it before here called, the soap. Oh, the phone soap.
Oh yeah.
It's like a UV
phone
light
soap.
thing like this. So whenever we come home, we throw all of our stuff in there. And if somebody's still out and they're trying to call it, well, our phones are in the thing.
Yeah.
And so then you can call them back on the home
I don't
line.
know what to make of the fact that I don't have your home phone number right now. Like I mean, we've been friends a long time, man. And like, I don't even have your own phone number. Like, I don't know what to think about that. So,
but I mean, do you have a home phone number?
No, there was a time where we did what you did. We had a VoIP number, for the kids to be able to like, just in case of emergencies or whatever else. And over time, once you get to that inflection point where, you know, we have 7 people in our house and 6 of them have cell phones, like, okay. You know, and on top of that, we also have like a Google Home that can also make outbound calls as well. So like, it didn't make any sense to continue to have, you know, it's funny. So my in-laws and my parents, they all still have landlines in quotes. Yeah.
These are all VoIP numbers. And so, we'll call on those as well. I
don't know if either of my parents has a quote landline any longer. I don't think that they do. Maybe, but if they do, I don't know that I have that number even. So, okay, good. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, there you are. Next up, this is kind of awesome. I don't know if you looked at pictures of this, but it is crazy. Can grapevines help slow the plastic waste problem? So this scientist has created a plastic out of the cellulose from grapevines. And there's like a plastic that's like saran wrap. Yeah. And the beauty of this stuff is it decomposes very, very quickly.
Supposedly it's stronger than like the grocery plastic bags as well. And it decomposes in, I think, 17 days once exposed to the elements. Yeah. Like that's pretty amazing. And like even decomposable stuff. Like I'm not sure a banana peel decomposes in 17 days. You know, like I'm just saying, I don't think it does. So I mean, it's pretty good.
I think you're right. Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Let's do this, right? Like let's reduce all of the reasons why we need to dig old dinosaurs out of the ground. Like let's stop doing that. We don't those dinosaurs are dead. Yeah. We don't need them anymore. Let's end our reliance on all the stuff that makes them up.
Speaking of things we should stop doing, and I mean, something that might make you feel better about the potential Terminator coming down the road. McDonald's AI hiring bot exposed millions of applicants' data to hackers by using the password 123456. So apparently AI is also dumb enough to use a bad password, which is mildly encouraging, I think.
Yeah. We should tell it like, hey, if you're ever going to build a Terminator robot, make sure you always use the very secure password 123456.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That will be the way to go.
Yeah.
So this I found very humorous because just last week we talked about Burger King.
Yeah.
And now here we are talking about McDonald's. Yeah. Maybe we're going to have to look for a article about Wendy's or Hardee's or I don't know.
So crazy.
Or
so crazy.
Someplace
Love
like
it.
that next
Love
week.
It.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And last up in Weird and Wacky, and this was kind of awesome. I hope you watched the video.
Oh, so crazy.
Massive attack turns concert into facial recognition surveillance experiment. So
Massive Attack being the name of a band. Continue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
When you read it originally, you're like, what?
Yeah.
Massive Attack's a band. So on tour, they built this thing up where they have a huge display screen behind them. They used cameras to isolate hundreds of people in the audience and do like stuff about them and label them and things like that based on who they were or what they were doing. And people were uncomfortable with this. You think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
but that's only because you're seeing it in your face.
Yeah.
It's happening all the time as it is. And that's, I think the whole point of the band doing this is they want to bring up that conversation, that dialogue about what is happening in society.
Yeah. I mean, there are no secrets. Like, the assumption of anonymity in a crowd does not exist and has not existed for quite some time. And if you think it does, you are mistaken, and it will be to your harm. So that's just.
And I think even in retro now, right? Yeah. Like if there's video of people in crowds, like you could feed all of that back into these surveillance systems and figure out who was there. Yep. Whereas before, that would be impossible.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tech wreck, time to get your tech wreck.
Tech wreck. Chicky.
Tech wreck. Time to get your tech wreck.
Okay, Adam, it is tech wreck time. What do you have for us this week?
All right, I'm going to recommend an AI tool called Manus.im, Manus.im. And
you've been teasing this the entire episode.
I know, and it's pretty amazing. Like, so it did what I explained earlier in the episode. Another use case for it that was fantastic. So we have a client for one of our podcasts, and we were trying to analyze domain names that might be potential good guests for the podcast. So I fed Manus 50 domain names. I was like, hey, go to each of these domain names and learn about this organization and see if it's a good fit for this specific podcast. And here's the criteria for the podcast. So it did everything I just explained. And then it was like, okay, well, here's your top 5, and here's the founder, and here's the founder story, and here's how it ties in to the podcast criteria. And I was like, okay, that's great. Now go draft an email that's customized to every single one of the top 20 people, and it tells about their story, like pull it all together. So then it drafted these long emails for each one. And I was like, okay, that's fine, but make the email shorter. So they made the email shorter. And so now I'm going to be able to literally just copy, paste, send an email to these people that's completely customized for them. No work on my part whatsoever, other than a little bit of prompting. Like it's kind of like the AI tool that automatically uses agents and just sends out a ton of agents into on the internet and does tons of research and pulls it all together and correlates it. And like, it's wild, all of the stuff it can do. So, and that's just one use case. I mean, I've had to do all kinds of crazy other stuff. I mean, I mentioned earlier today, I had it, go through. I mean, another thing I did today too, that was fascinating with it. I was like, hey, Manus, I want to know about the news from the last 48 hours, but I'm tired of the spin from all the news agencies. So go find only primary sources and tell me what the news was and link back to those primary sources. It created a document, and sure enough, it linked back only to primary sources. And it wasn't a lot. It definitely didn't hit all the top stories of the day, but it was pretty good. And I mean, again, it's just shocking how good it is. So, yeah.
That sounds like a magazine that I like very much, called The Week, which goes out and tells you the stories and tells you both sides.
That's right. Yep.
And it's great. And maybe now that's a algorithmic way of
I
creating
need to
own
subscribe to
The
The
Week.
Week. I like that. That's a great idea. Yep. All right.
What
do you have for us this week?
So I've been hunting around. I needed to share some documents with somebody, a pitch document with multiple people, and I wanted to track it. And man, some of the options out there are just not useful. They're very expensive, whatever. So I found this one, and it's called Papermark.
Okay.
And it's an open source solution, but you can use their hosted solution as well. It seems actually really good. You can actually drill down and see how much time an individual person has spent on each individual slide of a deck.
Nice. Nice.
So there's a paid version. It's pretty expensive though for the paid version. So I am going to actually be trying, it's open source. I'm going to be trying to launch my own instance of this thing.
All right.
So that I can manage it and then run it as well. So I've tried it once already. I've run into some challenges with it. Because I don't think it's well documented. This is one of my gripes about open source software is that they tell you it's open source, but then
they make it hard.
They don't actually tell you how to run it yourself. Which is like, that's
Did you check PikaPods to see if PikaPods has it available?
PikaPods doesn't support this, unfortunately. Okay. Otherwise, in a heartbeat, I'd have done that. Yeah. But I'm going to probably get Claude code to help me with this and figure out what the issues are and be like, make this happen for me. So, and if I can get it figured out, then I might just end up documenting it so that other people don't have to go through the pain of it as well.
Nice.
But overall, even as a hosted solution, it is really, really well done. I'm pretty impressed by it. So I will provide an update in the future at some point if I have one.
All right.
On Papermark, and
let's do it.
Tell you where we go.
All right, Sanjay. How can our listeners find and connect with you?
They can find me at sanjaypark.com. What about you, Adam?
Find me on my website, adamjwalker.com.
Dun, dun, dun.